Hi, my name is Coriandra Harris, and this is my personal testimony. So, let me first start with my background. My background is that I come from a home where there were two different spiritual beliefs: Christianity and New Age spiritualism. I was never quite pushed in either direction by my parents. However, I was kept in church for sure, so maybe I was a little pushed. But I ended up coming to faith through the youth ministry at my church. There was one particular service that I will never forget how I felt and what was happening then. The youth pastor was giving a sermon, and all throughout the service, was just churning, and my heart was just being engaged, and my mind was being engaged. But God, I believe that God was really calling out to me during that service and really extending his hand to me, and letting me know that he cared about me and that he also desired me. So throughout this service, I'm sitting with my friends whom I would normally be joking with during the service, whom I would normally be kind of disengaged in the content that was going on in the service, because I looked at church as more of a social club at the time. But things were just different on this day. So we get to the point in the service where there's an altar call, and the pastor starts talking about the altar call, and he starts saying all these things that are just hitting me right in the chest. They're hitting me, they're touching my heart. I'm feeling drawn by God, and I also feel this overwhelming sense of conviction. And not just conviction about the sin that was in my life at the time, but conviction about me as a sinner in need of grace, in need of God. I felt like I need God. And that was a feeling I had never felt before. So throughout the altar call, he asked for people to come up, and I didn't move. I felt like I was just glued to my seat with this desire to go, but not the courage to go. And he even extended the altar call out an extra 10 minutes because he said that God is waiting on somebody. He's waiting on somebody to make the decision, to follow him. I remember those words, to make the decision to follow him. And I wanted so desperately to make that decision. But you can guess what happened. I didn't make the decision. I sat in my seat, and immediately after the altar call, I was so grieved and just felt so sad. And for the rest of the week, that was all I could think about. For the rest of the week, all the way through the weekend, I couldn't think about anything else but that moment, the moment that I knew that God was calling to me, and I didn't answer. I didn't respond. And so throughout that week, I determined that at the next meeting, I'm going to give my life to Christ, because I couldn't shake the feeling. I couldn't shake the conviction. I couldn't shake how I was feeling, my heart being led to God. So the next week came around, and I don't even know what the pastor preached on. However, I made my way to that altar, and I made a decision to follow Christ. And it's a decision I have never regretted in my life. And I'm just here to tell you, it's never too late to answer God's call. Never. Thank you.